The band is Mercury Burns First. They are here with us. We've got three of the guys from Mercury Burns First. One of these guys I know very, very well. But Jay, let's start with you, and we'll kind of go through, and you can each tell us who you are and what you do in the band.
How's it going? I'm Jay. I'm the vocalist. I don't play any instruments in this particular project, but I play the vocal cords.
Yes, you do.
I'm from locally from Manchester area.
Yep.
Been playing in different bands around the scene and most of my life.
Yeah, for as long as I've known you, certainly. Yeah.
And, hopefully this is the one.
Yes, I think it is. And you, sir?
My name's Dan.
Dan?
I play bass in the band. Local from Manchester.
Okay.
Live right up the street. So it's a pleasure. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Great to have you here. I'm a fellow bass player, so I feel
absolutely
natural kinship with you. And you, sir?
My name is Adam Grant. I'm the guitar player from Concord. And this project is just kind of conceived from years of just playing music and being in bands. And here we are.
Yeah. So how long has Mercury Burns First existed? This is pretty new, right?
It's roughly 2 years almost now.
Okay. Is this your first release of this EP?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. All right. I really like, so we were kind of talking off air about which track to open the segment with. And Embrace is my personal favorite. I love the vibe, the guitars in that. Just, there's something different about it that I think is really, really cool. And, Jay, I've always loved your vocals. What is your kind of, obviously, broadly speaking, we'd put you in the metal category, but do you guys have kind of is there a subgenre that you're trying to fit into? I mean, it's unique. The EP, it's a little different than, I can't think of anyone you sound exactly like, you know what I mean? There's something.
I personally have approached this project a little differently, as anything that comes along, I want to try to turn into something.
Yeah.
I've been very guarded and picky about what I actually want to work on as a song, and in this, I'm not necessarily making music for just myself anymore. I'm taking everything into consideration. There might be something that I'm not too into, but that someone else in the band is into, that ends up growing on me.
Yeah.
And it turns out to be my favorite thing. So it's more of a throw it at the wall, see what sticks, and not necessarily trying to stick to one type or style, or hopefully by the end of our second, third album, we've got a little bit of every genre in there.
Yeah.
And I think that was kind of the general idea with putting this EP out and these particular songs first, was to show more of this, we're not just a heavy band. We have a little bit more to offer than, and I don't think we really wanted to pigeonhole ourselves into the metal corner of music. So
yeah, no, that makes sense. So it sounds like you already have more songs that you're working on, or you're going to be.
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously, as we all know, writing's a slow process, but
especially when you're recording.
Yeah.
So we've been cramming a lot in the last year, just writing and recording, and just trying to get this ship sailing a little bit. So
we've yet to even play our first live show.
Oh, no kidding.
We've really stuck to working on honing our craft and working on the songs, and at least getting this EP recorded and out there, so we at least have a product to present to people.
Right. Where does the name come from, by the way? The name is so cool. Mercury Burns First.
So initially our idea was to do a concept album.
Yeah.
And it stemmed from that. The concept was going to be when, in the distant future, when the sun kind of expands and swallows up, the inner solar system.
Yeah.
Mercury burns first.
Yes.
And so that idea came. The idea from the name kind of came from the idea from the album, which we may or may not have abandoned, at least for now. I think over the course of our career, we'll probably have that concept album put into the other albums.
Yeah.
Instead of focusing everything on one story, and again pigeonholing ourselves into being forced to write a certain thing.
Right.
We just kind of want to do what comes along naturally when it comes along.
Yeah, yeah. I do feel like listening to the lyrics, and you've always been a very interesting, back from your days in Function, your lyrics have always been really interesting. You got to kind of pay attention to what you're saying, because you've got a lot that you're trying to express, and I've always been really interested in your lyrics. The lyrics on some of these tracks is something sort of apocalyptic. So I'm not surprised
Yeah,
when
so it comes from that, kind of that. We started out as it was all going to kind of be about that.
Really, yeah. Yeah, there is that vibe to it, and Embrace is particularly interesting to me because there's a texture to that song that's like, I haven't heard anything quite like this. It's really cool. Are all the themes to these songs kind of like that, or are there, like, what are some things that you explore in these lyrics?
If this was a concept album, it would be very like scattered. They're not in order. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're very far apart in the story.
Yeah.
But they probably would fit into it.
Yeah.
But they're not necessarily purposely. We just wanted to give the broadest spectrum of like what we sound like.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, so when you do, so you haven't played out yet, but do you have anything planned?
Yeah,
or?
we have a couple shows lined up with the Big Sun and Adam McGrath. One of our shows also features the Forest Forgets.
Oh, we had them on the show. They're amazing. Yeah.
Our first show is February 22nd at the Gateway in Lawrence, Massachusetts. That's with the Big Sun and Adam McGrath.
Cool.
Doors are at 7. It's $10 a person, 21 plus. Just tickets at the door. We don't have any tickets on sale for that.
Yeah.
The next show is
March 18th.
March
at,
18th.
Middle East upstairs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. Good.
That you can get tickets for on the Middle East website. We got links to it on our Facebook. Kind of posted it all over the place right now. So
Yeah. Yeah.
you can buy tickets ahead of time. They're
I think they're
It's
14.
It's 12 in advance. Yeah.
Okay. Now you're going to be playing the whole EP, all 5 tracks.
yes, plus yeah, and then,
yeah.
and then some.
And then some. Yeah. So you've got other. Do you guys are you guys going to be doing any covers, or are you just sticking to originals, or?
There's a possibility of covers. We're trying to fill up our time slot, which is going to be pretty close. So you might get surprised with a couple covers in there.
Yeah, that's cool. Now, so Jay, obviously I know some of your musical history. But you've been in bands between, because for people who don't know, I mean, we're going back like 20 years. Function, of course, and then, but you've had other projects between that one and this one, correct?
Yeah, I've been in some smaller, like cover bands, and I was in a Christian-based heavy metal band for a little bit called Slate Face.
I think I remember that because I'd run into you. I forget where I'd run into you somewhere.
Yeah, I think it was probably during
a number of years ago, and I think you had
time.
told me about that. Yeah. Okay.
And I took a little bit of hiatus between then and this, and really just kind of focused on what I want out of like if I really think this is probably going to be my magnum opus. This is like what I really put everything into. Like anything I've been holding back, it's time. I'm not getting any younger.
Yeah.
So I just really, I think all of us are putting everything we have into this, all our eggs in this basket.
Yeah. And I'm curious too with you guys. Like I assume you've both played in other bands before this, and
yeah, I played all through high school and college.
Yeah.
In bands, and then life started, and I still played but didn't take it as seriously.
Yeah.
And then the keyboardist in our band, Jeremy, me and him have been playing music together for 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
Just once a week, get together, a bunch of different guys play covers. So we played our last show was like around Halloween.
Okay.
So we play once a week, and then and I was able to get him in the band. I think Joel said we need someone on keys. I was like, oh, I know a guy. So, and we've been playing together, every week for the past, I came into the band about a year and a half ago. They had an original bass player.
Oh, okay.
And then, I came check them out. And then, as bands do, people go different ways, and came down and played, and thankfully, like, hey, you have fun? I'm like, sure did.
Yeah.
Well, show up next week.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And it's great, especially we're getting up there in age, and to be able to work our schedules out so that we can actually get together and do something that we really enjoy and are building something towards. It's so much fun. I really hope this goes places for us.
Yeah. No, I think you're onto something great. And how about you?
So for me, I mean, basically the whole music thing started out as a angsty teen playing hardcore and punk music.
Yeah.
Locally here in a band called Strike 3.
I remember Strike 3.
Yeah.
Wow.
They were like when we were in high school, like they were like the first kind of people that I knew that were ever in it. So like they're partially
yeah. So
part reason why I'm a musician.
Oh wow.
Because like I went to their shows and like saw that, hey, these guys that I go to school with are doing this. Like, why not?
Oh, that's cool.
Our drummer Joel was also in that band as well.
No kidding.
So
oh wow.
We had done all that stuff and been a part of that scene, and I think once you're a part of that scene, like that lifeblood of just being a part of that music and just the energy just never goes away. Like, it's always in you. And like, so, I did that and then took a break for a while, obviously, like raised my family, and then some years went by, tried to put some stuff together.
Yeah.
Nothing really came to fruition. Then I'm in a cover band as well, just to keep the fingers moving.
Yeah.
And then now it was just like one day I just finally went on Facebook and I was like, who wants to play music?
Yeah.
And Jay responded, and, and a couple other people, and this is where we're at, and just kind of like put this together. And like Jay said, this is kind of like, we're all in right now. It's like, let's do this, because like you said, we're not getting younger.
Right.
So,
no, I think you're onto something really good, though. This, like I said, I listened to the whole EP. I think it's really good. Tell me about I'm curious too about the cover art. I like the cover art. It definitely matches the name and the vibe of what we're hearing. But
so that came to place. Our drummer Joel found this guy. His name's Matt Barnes. He's from the UK, actually.
Okay.
And he does like a bunch of like, I guess it's like Horace, like book covers and movie art. And so he contacted him, and he's the one who actually put this together for us.
Oh, no kidding.
So
yeah, no, it looks really cool. How much direction did you have to give him, or did you just tell him just?
I think Joel kind of had the whole like. He was the brainchild behind that artwork, and we were just kind of giving him the input, and it was kind of like his idea, because it started out with the whole concept thing a little bit, and then it just kind of turned into that, and we went back and forth a little bit with the ideas, and that's what we ended up with. Yeah,
I encourage people to if you haven't seen it, go online and check it out. It's it kind of looks like it could be a movie poster, but yeah, it's cool. It's very striking. And I like the reds anyway, because red's my favorite color. But yeah, no, I like it a lot. Like, was that something where when you guys saw it, like, did everybody in the band immediately like it, or did you have to kind of think about it? Or?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
really?
They actually sent us like a stock photo of like the guy sitting out front, the astronaut, and there was like a couple things that like I wasn't a fan of, and they changed it, and it now, I mean, I love it. So
yeah.
There was a little like the hose coming out of his helmet was like a little phallic.
Oh, really?
I was like, I don't know if we're going, that's not going to be the theme we're going for, I don't think.
Although it would get people people talking about it. Good conversation piece. But no, I do understand.
Yeah, I mean, Joel, I think does a lot of the art direction too. He's a very artistic guy. He released his own comic book, and
so
he
kind of allow him
paintings.
To take care of the art.
Yeah, has a really great eye for art. I mean, he's great.
He's put out a comic book?
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
He put out a comic a couple of years ago.
Oh, very cool. Yeah.
Joel.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's at art shows in Boston and stuff with his painting and everything. So I think we have a lot of different directions we can go in with this. With not only the music but the art and the live show.
Yeah.
I think we have a good direction.
Yeah. It's good to have, kind of be able to approach it from different different aspects and elements like the art, the artwork would, because not everyone thinks about that. Some people don't really put a lot of thought into that part of it, but we live in an era where, with social media and everything, you've really got to, in terms of branding, you've really got to think about all of that, all these different aspects and elements. It's a lot different than it used to be in that sense. So yeah, I think that's really cool. And right now is everything only available on streaming, or are you making physical CDs?
So we have CDs already available, which you can get on Bandcamp.
Excellent.
We have vinyls coming March.
Nice.
Should be like mid to end of March. Should be arriving for those.
Oh, very cool.
Yep.
Very cool. Expensive though, right? To do vinyl.
Yes.
I've heard it's very expensive, but no, I think that's great that you're doing that. I'm imagining that artwork on a full vinyl, and that's got to be that's going to look really cool. I assume it's going to be the same image for the vinyl.
Yeah, it's the same image. Yeah.
Okay, because I know some people they try to do like a different image for the vinyl to make it like a limited edition thing, but it's like it's already limited edition. It's vinyl,
It's gonna be orange vinyl.
Orange
Yeah,
vinyl.
yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be really cool.
Oh, nice,
Kinda
nice.
matches
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. I have a theory that most people who buy new vinyl never actually play it, but they just buy it because if you're really a fan of somebody, it's cool to have.
Yeah.
Like we have we opened the show today with a new track from Mike Frazier. He's a singer-songwriter from Seattle, and we did the world radio premiere of his new song, April Days. But when Jenny and I met him, remember that we met him at the Shaskeen. He was touring, and he gave us a vinyl. He was very excited to give us his vinyl record. And it looked great and everything, and the artwork was cool, and it's like, okay, awesome. And but then there's that, like I always have that conversation with myself in my mind. Should I tell him I have nothing to play it on, or does it matter, or does he care whether I have something to play it on or not? He wants us to have it.
I feel like often in that situation, someone might go out and buy a record player. So like people give vinyl, and like it'll sit for a while, but then you're like, you know what, I want to play this. So you see a little record player sitting at a yard sale, and maybe you'll grab it.
Right. Yeah, that's true. We don't even have a CD player at home, really. We have one here at the station. I think I don't know if you guys know Rob Azevedo. He hosts Granite State of Mind, but he actually uses it. But I think he's the only one. What's that?
We have one in the car.
I forget that it's even there. But yeah, you're right. But I do think though there's a lot of value in physical media, because even if somebody never plays it, if they just want it because they're a fan, people like to have the artwork. They like to look at liner notes and all that kind of stuff.
That was kind of our idea behind getting the physical copies of stuff, because it's like like the average person's probably going to just stream it, or if they're going to buy the album, they'll buy it on Spotify or iTunes.
Yeah.
But people that know us, already care about us, and like want to have piece of our art, like, well, they buy the CD and or the album, the record.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because there was a period where CDs, like nobody was doing CDs.
There's still something cool about grabbing a CD. I still have racks of my CDs.
Yeah,
grab one and just play it front to back while you're taking a drive.
Yeah.
For me, it's like I feel like the EP sounds better in my car on the CD than any other thing I've listened to it on. So like, it's just, there's something about that.
Yeah.
And I still have a CD player in my car.
Yeah. Oh, excellent. Well, we should play another track. I'll let you guys pick. What should we play next? We opened with Embrace.
Let's do Deaf and Blind.
Deaf and Blind. All right. If you are just joining us on this chilly Saturday morning here, we got Mercury Burns First is with us live in studio. We're part of the band. How many guys are in the band? Is it 5 or 6?
Six.
Yeah. So what does everybody? Okay, so we know what the three of you do. It's unusual to see a band that large. What do the other 3 guys all do? One's
So we have Joel's our drummer.
Okay.
Max is our other guitar player.
Okay.
Also my son.
Oh, no kidding.
It's kind of an interesting story.
Oh.
And then we have Jeremy. He plays synth and keys.
Oh, okay. That must be cool playing with your son in a band.
Yeah, it was one of those things, like when we were assembling the whole lineup, it was just, he came and, had a lot of interest in guitar, and it was like, well, that's a no-brainer. Like, just come on, let's go.
Oh, wow.
So, and actually a lot of the guitar work, I said they were the better guitar solos on the record were his, which were Embrace, and the guitar solo on Hindsight was his as well.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so those all written by him. So
Oh, very cool. Did you teach him or?
I would like to say yes, but no. I think the internet had more to do with that than anything else.
Yeah.
So
It's amazing now with YouTube, you can, take lessons right online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so cool because nowadays it seems like their guitar solos have kind of gone away in a lot of mainstream
Sure.
rock, and I think these are some of the best guitar solos that I've heard in a long time.
Yeah.
Everything's very tasteful and called
melodic.
for, and
I agree. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. All right, let's give this a spin. So this is called Deaf and Blind, and the band is Mercury Burns First. That'll get the blood pumping on a cold Saturday morning. I love it. The band is Mercury Burns First, and that is called Deaf and Blind. And we've got three of the guys from Mercury Burns First here with us live in studio. Great track, guys. I love the energy of that.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Really, really good. We have Jay, Dan, and Adam here from the band joining us. And where do you guys record? Where did you record the EP?
So we did this at right around the corner at Blackheart Sound Studio.
Oh, nice. We had Eric Sauter on the show. I don't know, it was maybe 6 months ago. It all becomes a blur, but But I told him when we had him on, I said, it's great to have you on because your name comes up all the time on the show, because his name does. It comes up all the time. So many of the guests that we've had have recorded with him, and everything that comes out of there sounds amazing.
Yeah, he did a really good job, and he actually helped out quite a bit, like just pulling some of the stuff, the loose ends that we didn't have ready to go. So
yeah.
There are even little parts of like solos that he kind of gave us ideas for that like kind of spiced it up a little bit, and then we ended up loving it.
Yeah, it's the stuff that you just don't think about because someone else has got a set of years on it, and you're like, oh, that actually sounds a lot better than I thought it did.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're recording live just in our studio. We just pump it out, and not a whole lot of mastering and stuff like that. So finally, when we're in the studio and perfecting it, and he's picking up on all the little nuances as you're recording track by track, and gave us some good ideas. So it was awesome working with him. Yeah, his name comes up all the time. I was at the barber the other day. It's like, oh yeah, I know her.
Yeah, absolutely. No, he's remarkable at what he does.
He did a great job.
Absolutely. How long was the process of recording these?
I mean, it started like. It was dragged out because I think initially we thought we were just going to go right in there and pump these songs out and be done with it. But it took probably a better part of like 4 or 5 months to and it was like just odd, like a couple days here and there. It wasn't like consistent.
Yeah, it was spaced out.
So it was spaced out. But I think it was just also just the learning curve of being in the studio and being like, oh, like we actually need to take some time and do this the right way.
Yeah. That makes sense though, because like we were talking about earlier, what you're doing here is fairly complex. It's not it's not just 3-chord rock. It's
and there's six gears in the machine, so it's
exactly.
And it really it's been running smoothly pretty much the whole time. There's not a lot of like conflict or anybody stepping on anybody's toes.
That's great.
It's gone really well.
Yeah, because I would think, with 6 guys too, you've got 6 different schedules to work with and everything. I mean, I would think it would be challenging, but it sounds like it's been.
We finally just downloaded this calendar app where everybody can like put out their blackout dates.
There you go.
We're finally getting a little organized to know like where.
Yeah,
I'm finding out how busy Dan is.
Right,
a lot going on.
But I mean, for the most part, though, our regular practices have been pretty much locked down. I think it's just the level of commitment that we're at right now. We're all really committed to doing this, and I think that was the thing. Was like, practices are definite. Everything else we'll figure out. So.
Yeah. How do you guys? Are you able to have practices where it's all 6 of you on a regular basis?
Normally we can all get there once a week.
Yeah.
We've always had it up in the air that we can we'll have an optional second practice, which we kind of have never really taken ourselves up on.
Yeah.
I think now that we have some shows coming up, we'll probably between now and then we'll probably throw an extra practice in here and there to work on the actual like the the show.
Yeah. No, very cool. Very cool. What went into the when you decided to work with Eric Sauter? What went into that? Like, were you examining various options, or was he the obvious choice right from the beginning?
Well, I think initially when we started looking at studios, there's obviously quite a few to choose from between here and Massachusetts, and I mean I had my sights set on a few down in Mass, but it was just a matter. It's the travel time and all that, and it was also trying to find someone that was going to be able to hear what we're doing.
Right.
Like and I'm sure there's plenty of studios out there that probably could have handled this, but we definitely wanted the insight of somebody who's already done some heavy stuff.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the where we found Eric. So
yeah. And what about the mastering? Did he master this?
No. So the mastering was actually done by West Side Music in New York by Alan Dutchess.
Okay.
Which he's done so many albums and this and that.
I was going to say the name is familiar.
Yeah, I mean he's done everybody that's ever been on the radio from what I could see from his portfolio. But it was like one of those things when I was looking at places to have it done. It was like, where did this record get done? Where did that record get done? And then I contacted him, and he was like the nicest guy ever, and it was just they took care of everything for us, and it was great.
Yeah. No, that's excellent. Yeah, it came out really well. Do you plan to? Obviously, you're already thinking about or I don't know how far you are in the process of the next. Obviously, you've got more songs, right? So you're already.
Yeah, I feel like through this process we've learned a lot. We already kind of like from the beginning. Adam's been recording our live sessions.
Yeah.
And we've just kind of he's been honing his craft on mixing and that on our just our practices.
Yeah.
And I feel like if we're gonna do like a full album, we would maybe look to get that done under like maybe a label, someone paying for it.
Yeah.
Or more likely just releasing singles ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, we live in a time where you've got so many options as far as how you release music. You can put out an EP, you can put out a full album, you can do, I guess, now they're calling it the waterfall effect, where you release, instead of releasing an album and then singles, you release the singles, and then the singles eventually become an album. Yeah. Yeah. There's so many ways to do it now, and with Spotify and everything.
Yeah. Cause I feel like the songs that we wrote along with the songs that are on the EP, kind of they would fit together as like a full length album.
Yeah.
They're all kind of in the same vein, and like, anybody that comes to see our show will see we work to make it kind of a flowing piece.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes sense. I assume that, when the band started, was this kind of what you guys had in mind? Because it's been a couple of years, right, since the band started.
Yeah. Working as a promoter and for me in the past, we didn't even have an album until the very end, and we split up once it was. So it was like I wanted to do that the other way around. Like, I wanted to start with something that we could actually like give the people, instead of just like the only way you can see us is come see us.
Right,
like, right. So yeah, it was pretty intentional to get the album done before we weren't really interested in just playing every dive bar every day of the week. Function was the house band at the bomb shelter, and we played like 3 days a week at the same.
I remember
the same bar. So it was like that was not what we were looking to do with this.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think the way you're approaching it is excellent. You want to play? We can play another one. What should we play?
Let's do Hindsight.
We'll do Hindsight. Okay. And if you are just joining us, we have Mercury Burns First. 3 of the guys from the band here with us in studio. And let's give this a spin. This is from the EP, the self-titled EP. This is called Hindsight.
Busy
that is cool. That is called Hindsight. The band is Mercury Burns First. We've got 3 of the guys from the band here with us in studio. I was telling these guys off air, I think that would be a very strong radio single. Really, really catchy. It's got a cool vibe to it. But yeah, excellent job, guys. Do you each have your own favorite of these tracks? Do you each have one that really stands out for you?
I mean,
Mine
I like,
comes around. Like I feel like I have like a favorite. You know, a different. Like each week is a different favorite. Like
Yeah.
mine started out as Embrace.
Yeah.
And Respond is our heaviest song, and that's like it's a different vein from like the kind of the few that we played. So like it's hard to put that against like the song we just played. They're apples and oranges. So like I would say like that's my favorite like mellow song.
Yeah.
But Respond is my favorite heavy song.
Okay.
It varies.
Yeah. What about you, Dan?
Yeah, I have to say Embrace is my favorite song. I love that, just kind of the more mellow vibe, and then it hops into a lot heavier later on. From playing, I think Respond is one of my favorites to play. I got a little bass and drum breakdown midway for me and Joel, so that's really fun to play.
Yeah. What about you, Adam?
I mean, for me, it's basically all of them. I think it's just because we've poured so much energy into them, and just seeing like where they're coming and going, and the overall development of the songs themselves. And especially when you have, like you said, 6 guys in one band, and coming from the concepts of where the song started in GarageBand, because that's usually how we do it. We'll put the arrangement, a quick arrangement together for everyone to listen to.
Yeah.
And then to see it unfold, that's why it's kind of like, cool, this is great. Like, so I don't have a particular favorite. So.
Okay.
Yeah, they were all really, we're really proud of each. They're all our children, and they all have special something special to us.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, guys, the time goes so fast. I think we'll probably close the segment with Respond, because we were talking about it, and that is a great track. That's the opener of the EP, and it is good and heavy. But what should people know about where to keep up with you online, everything that the band is doing?
We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We have Bandcamp is where you can get our merch, our CDs, our records, T-shirts. Come out and see us at the Gateway or at the Middle East. The Gateway is February 22nd. Middle East is March 18th. We'd love to see you guys there. Come check it out.
Excellent.
Check us out. Mercury Burns First on the Google machine.
Yes. Yes, it's very Googleable, which is important.
We have the albums up on Spotify, iTunes, Pandora, all the streaming services.
Yeah, all major streaming.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. No, you guys got it well covered, and congratulations on the EP and everything that you're doing. And we'll definitely have to have you back in the future. But I think we'll close out the segment with Respond. Again, that's the opener, and very, very strong track, nice and heavy. We will close out with this. This is called the segment with this. This is called Respond. It is the opener from Mercury Burns First. And guys, thank you again. This has been great.
Thanks so much.
Absolutely.